Welcome to episode number 16,
Seven.
NFL
Is this six?
17.
Is this? I don't
I
know.
think it's six. It don't matter what episode it
All
is.
right.
We're back. NFL. Haven't talked about the NFL in a minute. Had a rough week last week with scheduling and everything else. Kind of. But we're back today, ready
Yep.
to talk some. It's a beautiful day outside.
Yes,
Right
sir.
before Hurricane Ian absolutely wrecks my city. And
Praying for you.
bro,
Prayers up.
podcast might not happen on Saturday if I don't have any Wi-Fi, but
Or a house.
or a house, either one. So let's get this one in today, and that way this will be my final episode in case I die. Anyway, so Mr. Bragg, Broncos victorious this week over a good team. Bronco Nation, Broncos country, let's ride.
That's right.
Let's ride.
I'm sick of all the slander, bro. We can get in since it was Sunday night. We can wait to talk about it, but I'm just sick of all the negativity on my team. When
Well,
we
yeah.
have a positive record, like, come on now.
You do. You do. You're above 500. Darren's father attended the game.
He did. Yep.
So I mean, we'll go over how we're doing in our NFL pick'em. We can talk about our fantasy a little bit. Not that that matters. We'll talk about scores. We'll preview next week. You know how that goes. So right off the bat, there's 2 undefeated teams left, and we're in week 4. That's pretty absurd to me.
That is actually, yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles and the Miami Dolphins are both undefeated. The Dolphins took down the Bills, and the Eagles crushed the Commanders.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think the Eagles are – I can't tell which one's better. It doesn't matter because they're in different conferences. But I really like the way things are trending for the Eagles. And I think the Eagles – we'll go into them first. I think their roster is so talented, just top to bottom.
Yeah. They
Defense,
got a good playmaker at every position, it feels like.
right? And the people worried about Jalen Hurts not being an NFL quarterback. I think there's like 20 other quarterbacks that could be successful in their scheme and in their just in their on their roster because they're so talented around him. Granted, he has looked MVP worthy to this point. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I think there's tons of quarterbacks that could look really good in this offense.
Yeah, my one thing, people say Jalen Hurts is not an NFL quarterback, but with how the NFL is evolving, majority of the guys we see being successful today are like these dual threat, maybe run first type of guys, like Lamar Jackson. We could even say he's an MVP conversation, early season MVP. Jalen Hurts, another guy. We got guys like Kyler Murray, who, while he's been slow to start, we know he is a dynamic player. Guys like Josh Allen, literally an MVP caliber player. So like that, this is just where the NFL is going. So I don't really see where they say he's not an NFL quarterback. He's got a decent arm, amazing speed. Like he's got a big body. Like he's basically a Cam Newton, like
Yeah,
MVP
I see a
Cam
lot of
Newton.
similarities right there. But I think the most impressive thing so far for me this year with him is his arm and the completion percentage and how much just the QBR, just his total game. Honestly, I think he's completing passes at a 67% completion rate. So that's amazing. It's for a running quarterback because you already have the feet. If you can complete 2 out of 3 balls, then
That's great. Yeah.
that's impressive.
When you got a guy like AJ Brown to throw to, he didn't have that. That's another thing. He never had. He had Devontae Smith his rookie year. Before that, did he get Zach Ertz?
He had Ertz for a little bit.
Declining Zach Ertz. Dallas Goedert is solid, but he's not he's not AJ Brown caliber type of player. So
AJ Brown needs some more respect on his name. I feel like he's too underrated to be a top receiver in the NFL. Because whether you want to say it or not, that guy's a top receiver in the NFL. He's up there. Oh, let me compare him to someone. You go ahead and talk about him, and I think
I would say so. Here, I'm gonna own up. Before this year, I was always an AJ Brown. Like, I think he's solid, but I don't think he's like that top tier guy.
you don't
But
think he's
now,
explosive.
right? Yeah, I just see him as kind of like the big body, not too like, just not dynamic enough to be like a star in the league. But he's proven me wrong. You know, week by week, he's proven me wrong. Some guy, I think he's in that high tier 2 type receiver. So like
Right.
tier 1, we got like Jamar Chase, Jefferson, Cooper Cup. I put AJ Brown right beneath them, honestly. So
Yeah.
guys like, who else will we put in that? Like I'd say Tyreek Hill is in that range. I'd say um DeAndre Hopkins is in that range. I would put him right there.
Hollywood Brown, similar, very similar. Dude,
Really?
Hollywood Brown without DeAndre Hopkins on the other side.
Well, without DeAndre Hopkins, yeah. When you're the only guy to throw to, yeah.
I mean, he was getting covered. He was getting Jalen Ramsey getting blown off the ball by him.
That's true. That's
I
true.
mean, Ramsey's been horrible.
I got to see it a little more, and I love Hollywood. He's on my fantasy team. I got to love him, but I don't know if he's there yet. But yeah, that's where I would put AJ Brown.
Yeah. We'll move into the Dolphins. The Dolphins, obviously. Here's what concerns me with the Dolphins. I think they're very talented. I do. I don't want to see them, and I'm not disrespecting Tua. I'm not. When I say this, I don't know that Tua is going to be able to sustain success in the NFL. I believe Jalen Hurts can, because I believe he can make people miss and not take the hits that Tua's taking.
Okay.
Tua gets knocked around every week, he's going to week in and week out. It's taken a wide receiver core like we've never seen before to make him a slightly above average quarterback.
That's true. That's true.
To me, that's not going to last for a while, because one guy goes down, Waddle or Hill, that's a wrap, because all you have to do is worry about one guy.
Right.
I mean, Gesicki's good too, but I'm just saying. Tua is slightly above average with those receivers. I don't think this lasts for a long time. I'm still confident in my 8-9 Dolphins record, or 9-8, either or. I'm still confident in that, because I feel like this team won't be this hot all year. The receiving core, one of them will go down at some point with a turf toe injury or something stupid like that and miss 2 or 3 weeks. They're going to lose some games. They may win their division, but I'm just not too confident in the Dolphins. I'm way more confident in the Eagles than I am Dolphins.
Yeah, I would still say the Eagles are just better as a core, like, team. They surprised me defensively a lot last week. Like, yeah, they gave up 400 yards to Josh Allen, but when you throw the ball, what did he throw, like 60 times or something?
Yeah, I think it was 52.
52? Let me see. I just
Maybe.
need to see. He threw it 63. Yeah, 63 times. 63. Yeah. So when an MVP quarterback throws the ball 60 times, he's going to throw for 400 yards. But to only hold him to what, like 19, 18 points?
17.
Great job by the defense. But yeah, I'm a little worried about the Dolphins. I just feel like they're a little inconsistent. The offense isn't always as explosive as you would expect. They barely beat the Ravens in a game that they were getting killed in. And then they beat the Bills, but I would put that more on the defense. Like, and not to say the Bills don't have a great defense. They obviously do. It's just like, yeah, I do trust the Eagles a little bit more now, but I think the Dolphins are better than I expected, for sure.
I think they are too, but I don't know how long that lasts. Back to we'll talk about the Eagles for a little more second. I want to ask you a question. Listen to this schedule and tell me, is it crazy to think that the Eagles can stay undefeated for a good little while? Okay? This Sunday is a tricky game, Jaguars. Okay, at home though, so I'm kind of confident in that. Go to Arizona to play the Cardinals. They play the Cowboys at home, play the Steelers at home, Texans, Commanders, Colts, and then Packers. It's not crazy to say that if they can get out the Jaguars and Cardinals, they can stay undefeated for a long time.
It's not crazy, but I feel like a team like the Colts, we saw what they just did to Kansas City. They could sneak one out. Even Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is capable of anything. So they could he just beat Tampa Bay. Like I don't really. It's tough to tell, but I think it's possible. Anything's possible, you know. But I think it's likely.
Yeah. I mean, I could also see him losing to the Jaguars in a close game this Sunday too.
Exactly.
So, it's the NFL. May even be rigged. Who knows? So, we'll get into the scores from last week. The Steelers and Browns played on Thursday night. My Steelers, we got beaten 29-17.
They didn't play first half. They didn't play terrible though.
I mean, they scored 14 in the first half. Can't do anything else in the second half. Didn't even score a point.
Yeah, it was rough, but
so well. I mean, wait. They keep the field goal in the fourth quarter. Sorry.
Yeah.
Next game, Falcons go to Seattle and they actually win. They beat Geno Smith's Seahawks 27-23. You picked the Seahawks here.
Yeah.
Geno threw for 325. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know that it lasts long, though.
He's got good receivers.
He does have good receivers.
That's all you need.
He also threw the ball 44 times. So
yeah, he did.
The Texans travel to Chicago. Justin Fields and the Bears, 23-20, last-second field goal to beat the Texans. A little worried about the Bears, not going to lie. The receiving core is rough.
No, I feel like the receiving core is – okay, well, never mind. It's terrible. Injury to David Montgomery. I'm happy for Khalil Herbert because I honestly think with some actual opportunity, he's going to be better than David Montgomery, at least in the offense. I would like to see Chicago throw it just a little more. Give Justin Fields an opportunity. I know he's looked bad, but with no offensive line, no receivers. No, because I'm contradicting myself because he has nobody to throw to. So I don't know. The Bears are just going to be bad.
They're 2-1 right now, but that's just scheduled. They got lucky in a monsoon in week 1 and beat the 49ers. I don't think they win that game without a monsoon.
Yeah, I don't know. They're bad though.
0-2 versus 0-2. Somebody's got to get their first win. The Raiders go to Tennessee, Nashville, and they get beat. They score on the last-second touchdown and miss the 2 to tie it up, and they go down. Derek Carr threw for 303, 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry obviously had his first decent day of the year, 85 yards, 1 tutty. The Raiders, man, they're really good. I think they're still good. But 0-3 is just a bad way to start. It's an awful way to start. And I don't think it's necessarily – I mean, obviously it's their fault. But they've had 3 tough games to start the year.
I was going to say, well, I don't know if the Titans are not tough.
Well,
that's a bad loss. The Cardinals, they blew that game bad, and they're not really tough, not with their best receiver out. And then the Chargers week 1 is tough. I'll give them that. But the Raiders should be 2-1 right now.
They should, at least. I mean, I don't know what to make of the Chargers. I feel like they've dug themselves in that AFC West. It's going to be tough to come back from that.
It is, yeah.
And I'm not saying it's over, but I mean it's certainly too early to call it over. But it's going to be hard to come back from that in the AFC West.
Yeah, any team still early. Any team could win.
Right. Chiefs travel to Indianapolis, and surprisingly enough, the Colts win this game 20-17. Very, 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 very. I did not expect this at all, honestly. As bad as the Colts have looked, but their defense won them this game, and their defense can win them games. I certainly think that.
Our guy lost a fumble in this game, Sky Moore.
Did he?
I don't know if it was on kick return or what, but coughed it up.
It's disappointing.
Punt return, fumble.
Yeah. I mean, Jonathan Taylor didn't do anything. I mean, he has 71 yards on 21 carries. So, I mean, that's kind of disappointing. Especially if you play him in fantasy against him and you still lose. But we're not going to talk about that too much. Chiefs go down. I mean, everybody loses. It's part of the NFL. The Dolphins, next game, improved to 3-0. They beat the Bills 21-0. Oh, excuse me. It was 21-19. I thought it was 19-17. Did you see the butt fumble or the punt butt fumble?
A little bit, yeah. I saw like the memes about it. So
yeah, he kicked it off of his own player for the safety. But the Bills go down. They finally looked human this week.
Yeah, they did.
And we knew that time was coming. I still think they're one of the better teams, if not the best team in the NFL.
I do too. I just think they played a good team on the road, and like you said, this is the NFL, and anything is possible.
And it's got to happen. Undefeated teams don't hardly ever happen in the NFL.
Mm-mm.
So the Vikings host the Lions, and the Vikings win 28-24. I want to say one thing to all the Lion fans out there. I'm sorry for the way I talked about y'all in the preseason because y'all have proved me wrong. That offense has been insanely good so far. You scored 35 on the Eagles. You scored how many last week to beat the Commanders? You
36.
36, and then you scored 24 against the Vikings defense. You look good. If you could stop giving up so many points, you'd have 3 wins right now.
Yeah, they had this game.
They
had it. And I'm going to say on behalf of the Lions, I knew y'all would have the offensive capability. Keep your guys healthy. DeAndre Swift, I don't know if he separated his shoulder. Not to mention he already has an ankle injury. Just sit the guy. Don't put him through 7 carries and 4 targets. Just let the guy rest. If you go, because now he's out for 3 weeks. I need a running back. So
Darren's running back is out for 3 weeks. That is not good for him.
Or well, not officially yet, but they're saying he could be out.
Right.
So
Dalvin Cook fantasy owners had a little bit of time to breathe this weekend as he looked decent with 96 yards and a tutty. So congrats to you guys. I know y'all been waiting on that. Ravens look great again. Lamar Jackson for MVP. He led the game in rushing, and that's all you need to know. They won 37-26. Matt Jones threw 3 interceptions for the Patriots. They lost. Matt Jones has looked horrific this year.
yeah, I don't know. I never really saw it with Mac Jones. I'm gonna be honest.
I think last year was a fluke.
He wasn't even that good last year, was he?
No, they
Not
just
really.
won the division.
They just won games.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just find ways to win. That's part of that coaching staff they always have. But I think Lamar – okay, here's what I'm going to compare Lamar to. Is Lamar Jackson – answer this. Is Lamar Jackson the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL? He's got to be. He's not?
He can't be.
Why?
Because we've seen guys like Lamar Jackson before.
Not
Michael
to
Vick.
this extent.
You wouldn't say Michael Vick was on the same level?
Let me tell you this. I saw a stat the other day. I think it was Lamar Jackson threw for 10,000 and ran for either 15 or 2,500, and he did it 70 games quicker than Michael Vick. Lamar's better than Michael Vick was.
Well, also, Lamar is playing in a different era than Michael Vick.
I
Where
agree.
the quarterbacks are a lot more protected, for
Yeah.
one. So, you got not only is it easier to throw, it's also easier to run in that same standard. And Lamar Jackson is a better runner than Michael Vick. Like, he's much quicker. I think throwing, they're probably about the same. If I had to, maybe Vic was a little better, but I mean, I don't. It's just hard to compare. Like, it's hard to put the two in. Like, I would say a Shohei Ohtani type player is the guy who plays offense and defense, which
Yeah, but this is why I brought this up. If you take away all of Lamar Jackson's rushing yards in fantasy wise, he's the 5th best quarterback. If you take all away his passing yards, he's the 11th best running back.
that's good numbers. Yeah, no,
I think that is super similar. And you can't obviously play quarterback and defense in the NFL. It's not
right.
So he's the closest unicorn we have in the NFL, I think.
I don't know. I just
I've
can't.
never
I
been-
can't make that comparison.
I've never been huge on Lamar, but he's made me a believer. And I think he may be – I mean, he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And with his talent on the field, if he had some receivers, this team would be dangerous. I'm not saying he doesn't, but Rashad Bateman and Duvernay don't do it for me. They don't.
Fair enough.
I think Lamar with some receivers, this team could be elite. I think they already are, but I think they could be even better, like best in the league.
Right.
The Bengals get their first win of the year, which sounds funny to say, in week 3. But they won 27-12. They beat the Jets. The Jets have looked decent to this point. Joe Flacco has tapped in his inner Raven days at quarterback, and he's actually looked really good through the first 3 weeks.
I don't know. I think he looked really good last week, but
compared to what we thought he would be.
I mean, the guy is thrown 59, 44, and 52 times. I guess when you are losing the whole game, you kind of have to. So never mind.
It's just kind of weird. I didn't think they'd let him throw it that much, period, but I can be wrong. The Eagles, this is a bit of a weird game. I mean, I know we just talked about the Eagles. They went to Washington and they won 24-8, but the Eagles scored all 24 points in the second quarter.
Right, they did.
They didn't score again, or they didn't score before that. That's really weird. And
It's
then
the odd stat line, but
I mean, it doesn't matter. But the Commanders scored 8 in the fourth quarter. So I mean, it's probably a pretty boring game to go to, honestly.
yeah,
You could have pulled up, but you didn't.
good for 2 quarters. I don't really care about the Commanders.
The Saints. This one was a barn burner. Saints went to Carolina and they lost 22-14. This game was not even. I mean, it was close, but like with a decent Panther offense, this game wouldn't have been close. It was 13-0 going into the fourth quarter. The Panthers tried their best to lose it, and they still come away with the win. Jameis again looked awful the first 3 quarters and amazing in the fourth quarter. I don't know what it is about the fourth quarter, but he likes it. If he could just have average first 3
I don't know.
quarters.
He looked pretty awful in the fourth quarter last week against Tampa Bay.
We're not talking about Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Talking about the Saints and I meant the Falcons and Panthers, the 2 worst teams in the South.
Right. Okay.
McCaffrey, obviously,
Wait, they've played 3 division matchups.
they getting it out of the way, man.
That's funny. That's terrible.
McCaffrey is allergic to the end zone. I don't know what's going on there. Olave looked amazing for the Saints. He had 147 yards and 9 receptions. But not much else to talk about there. The Jaguars, this was one of the bigger games of the week, surprising games of the week. Went to LA and beat the Chargers 38-10. 38-10. This one raises my eyebrows.
Yeah, this is a shocker to say. Is Zay Jones the wide receiver 1?
I think it's a mix of him and Christian Kirk.
I just never thought I would see Zay Jones have 10 catches in a game. But
they look really good. I think their receiving core is very similar to the Ravens receiving core.
yeah, they're underrated, I would say.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence looked good again. the defense has been the most impressive thing to this point. They've looked amazing. Trayvon Walker looked like every bit of number one pick he should have been. But congrats to the Jags. I mean, enjoy it. Enjoy it. They snapped an 18 game road game losing streak.
That's wow. I did not know that. Good for Jacksonville.
You play 8 or 9 road games a year, I think. So that's like 3 seasons almost.
That's 2.
2 and 2 games or something like that. The Rams go to Arizona and they win 20-12. This was a bore fest unless you're a Hollywood Brown owner. He went insane and made me lose, but we're not going to talk about that.
Shout out Hollywood.
No shout out to Hollywood. Cam Akers actually had a half decent week for the first time this year. Not much else to talk about there. I wouldn't say this headline says Rams continue dominance of Cardinals. I wouldn't say it was dominant, but
I think it just means how much they've won.
Yeah, I guess that's what it means. Packers go beat Tom Brady 14-12. The Buccaneers have no receivers right now. So I wouldn't tap into that too much. I still think the Bucs defense is probably the best in the NFL.
Definitely up there. Yeah, I would say.
Held the Packers offense to 14 points, beat them 14 or they lost, but I mean, that's what happens when you don't have Mike Evans or Julio Jones.
Right. Or Chris Godwin. I think was Godwin out too?
Russell Gage was the leading receiver. He had 12 receptions.
Yeah, Godwin was out too. They don't have anybody.
Yeah. Russell Gage is your best wide receiver. I saw him in Atlanta. He was pretty rough.
Yeah, that's rough.
Darren's dad went to this game. The 49ers head to Darren's Broncos, and this was another snooze fest. They win 11-10. They scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter to win the game.
Yep.
After scoring a safety in the third quarter and a field goal in the second. So 11-10. No stats jump out whatsoever. Cortland Sutton, he had 97 receiving yards. Besides that, good win for the Darren's Broncos, just not very interesting. Sorry. Russ didn't cook again. But the Cowboys beat the Giants, and Zeke Elliott actually looked like he knew how to run the football a little bit.
Zeke and CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb was actually – I know he had the drop, but, CeeDee Lamb looked pretty good.
I don't know what it is about the Cowboys offense, but maybe I just think the Cowboys don't like fantasy football because, good God, if you pick somebody off the Cowboys, even Tony Pollard hurts you most weeks.
Not this week. I guess he didn't have a touchdown, so he probably did. But he ran for over 100, so.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the Cowboys can be all right. I mean, they're definitely not – I don't think they're going to win the division by no means. But they can be all right. I think Cooper Rush is playing better than Dak has been right now. I think Cooper Rush is 2-0. Dak has been awful. I know he's only played 3 quarters, but he was awful. You want to know a funny stat?
What's a funny stat?
They have this wild stat that they go through statistics and figure out. So, they calculate how many interceptable balls you threw.
Okay.
And through the first 3 weeks, you want to know who's number one? Dak. He played 3 quarters, and he had 10.
How many picks did he throw?
I'm not sure. But there was 10 interceptable passes. That's embarrassing. But maybe he'll come back better than ever. I wouldn't mind seeing Dak have some success. That's all for this week. I can't remember the exact. Let's see. Darren got back to 500. He's 24-24 through 3 weeks. I am in first place with 26-22 through 3 weeks.
We suck.
We're pretty rough right now. But the NFL has done some stupid games so far. So
Yeah.
this week though, we'll go ahead and make this week's prediction. What are some things you're hoping to see this week? Maybe in your Browns or Broncos. Sorry.
I just for them, I just want to see some good play calling. I don't think this is the offense fault. The defense has been amazing. I have nothing but good to say about them. And it's nothing bad to say about the offense. We just can't put up points. I don't know if it's the play calling. After week 1, I don't really know what to say. Like the coach Nathaniel Hackett is just I don't know. I'm gonna give him like halfway till the year, and then I'm probably gonna be done with him unless something changes.
Right.
Um,
It's kind of odd that he's having the problems he's having, especially after coaching Aaron Rodgers. So
yeah, like you would think. Aaron Rodgers probably did most of the work there, if we're being honest.
oh, I agree with that.
But yeah, I don't know. Detroit, I would like to see, just the defense to be played.
Right. A little bit of defense goes a long ways.
There's Tennessee, Indianapolis, sorry, that's a game we have. So I'm interested to see how that one goes. I think Tennessee wins that though. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Sorry, I'm trying to.
No, I don't.
No, I don't think
It's
so.
just hard to pick. Like they're so just up and down.
Well, you need them to win this game for your preseason projections.
Right.
You had the Titans winning the division, which seems like probably won't happen, but it could. I mean, they do almost have the same record. If they win this week, they'll be in first. So.
Well, Jacksonville will have to lose, which they probably do.
Excuse me, I forgot about Jacksonville. Jaguars, Eagles. Yeah, I'm looking to see with the Falcons. I'm looking to see them have a good performance and They need to beat the Browns. I mean, you have to win games like this, and that's what I need to see them do. My most exciting matchup this week for me is Bills at Ravens. I feel like that's going to be a high score and awesome game to me.
Yeah. Right.
Aaron is a big time Ravens fan. Rashad Bateman, your
He's
hero.
on the trade block. Whoever wants Rashad Bateman, come get him.
Oh wow.
I'm not a believer.
He's not a believer in the Bateman boy.
I was high on him in the draft. I was like, hey, number 1 receiver, high powered offense. But no, they just don't throw the ball.
No, they just literally run it with Lamar. Your Broncos. It feels like a trap this week because the Raiders, are they really going to start out 0-4? I don't think so.
We're going to find out.
We are going to find out. We're about to predict these games, trying to get them all in. Chiefs go to Tampa Bay.
Oh.
Who's the Monday night game? I just saw it. LA at San Fran. Oh, that's going to be a good one. The poor 49ers just want to play a day game. All right, we'll start it off. Thursday night game is a doozy. Dolphins at Bengals.
I
think there's I don't see the Dolphins winning this week. Tua's in. I mean,
yeah, give me Cincinnati. Cincinnati had some life last week. I think they from here on out they start to pick it up. Give me Cincinnati.
Jamar Chase, if you're watching this,
hey,
what?
That's loud.
I know. I'm doing it for a reason. Jamar, if you're watching this, your season with my team depends on this. Browns at Falcons. Give me the Falcons at home.
Browns at Falcons. Who had the Falcons played?
They played the Seahawks, Saints, and Rams.
Give me Atlanta.
Okay. Jets at Steelers. Give me the Steelers defense in that one. Not even the offense. I think the defense scores a touchdown and wins the game.
Jets at Steelers. You say give me the Steelers?
Give me the Steelers.
Give me. Yeah, I'll take the Steelers too.
Vikings at Saints. A little bit of a rematch from that. Remember when Diggs caught the ball down the sideline and took it
Right.
down?
Yep.
Give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, give me the Vikings too.
The Saints just are very overrated to me. Commanders at Cowboys. I think I'm gonna make a little bit of a leap here, and I'm gonna go Commanders.
Give me the Cowboys.
Seahawks at Lions. I'm going Lions all the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions.
I feel like they can just score more, and the Seahawks offense is good, but I just feel like they'll just get slowed down enough. Titans at Colts. I'm gonna go. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ride the Colts train. They won last week. I'm gonna go with them again at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts.
Bears at Giants. I think Danny Dimes gets this one done to me.
I don't know. I'll take the Giants.
All right. Jaguars at Eagles.
Eagles.
Okay. I'm gonna let me not be crazy here and go Eagles. I think this will be a really good game though. Bills at Ravens. I'm gonna go with my boy Josh Allen. They're not gonna lose back-to-back weeks. I don't know that they lose back-to-back weeks all year. So give me the Bills.
Yeah, I'll take the Bills. I wanted to pick the Ravens. I did.
I know you did. I heard it in your thinking. Chargers at Texans.
Would I be crazy if I picked the Texans?
I'm having the same thoughts in my head right now, but I don't want to do it and be stupid. You can go.
I'm not. Give me the Chargers.
Chargers bounced back after a bad week last week. Cardinals at Panthers. I'm going Panthers here. Cardinals have looked too inconsistent to me. Give me the Panthers.
Give me the Cardinals.
Okay. Boy's a believer in his quarterback. Patriots at Packers.
The Packers are 10-point favorites.
Give me that Lambeau hype. I'm going Pack to cover the spread.
Oh wow. Yeah, no. Give me the Packers, but Jesus Christ.
Broncos at Raiders. I'm going LV right here. Can't.
I'm staying with Denver, bro. I'm just got to.
No.
I have to.
No way.
I have to.
Chiefs at Bucks. I'm going. This is a tough one to me, but the Buccaneers have a way better chance to win this game with receivers. So I'm going to go Chiefs. They don't have any receivers right now to beat Bucks.
Well, so Mike Evans is coming back.
Right.
Godwin's questionable. Julio's questionable. I'm going to go Kansas City regardless, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm going Kansas City. Rams at 49ers, Monday Night Football, MNF. I'm going – this one's a tough one, me. I'm going to think about it for a little bit.
This is not tough to me. Give me the Rams.
Wow. I'm going with the Niners. Give me the Niners. that we picked different on 1, 2, 3, 4 games. So if I lose all 4 of those, you can tie it this week.
No, I would pass you by 2.
Oh, crap. I thought I was up 4 games. You're right. Sorry. So there's very much room for a shakeup this week. So
Yeah.
watch the NFL this Sunday. It should be a good weekend of NFL Sunday if you have power. If you don't, rest up, get some sleep, check your fantasy projections before your phone dies, and hope nobody gets out because you may not have a phone to put them back in or put somebody else.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I think they should do a week of relief because, like, the people in Florida, their fantasy is getting screwed up this weekend.
You think so? Like, just give them all a bye week?
Give them a bye week because, like, if their phone dies, I mean, how are they supposed to know that Julio Jones is out with turf toe again for the 6th year in a row?
That's a good point.
But I did want to mention, I know it's the NFL, Albert Pujols. Darren did not believe in you. But I'll tell you one thing I am wanting to happen because I'm tired of hearing of it. Aaron Judge, please hit 2 more home runs. Please. I'm so tired of hearing about will Judge get 61. This is 5 games now. Hit a home run. Come on, man.
He won't do it. He's nervous.
He not going to do it?
No, he will. He will. But
if he doesn't, that'll be an all-time low. But the Yankees clinched. The Cardinals clinched last night. There's 5 divisions down. 1 more to clinch, and that won't happen for at least 7 days, I would think. The Mets and Braves are all knotted up, even with 7 games to go, 3 against each other. If one of them loses and 1 wins tonight, whoever's up a game has a chance to sweep and clinch this weekend.
Right.
But if they go in even, obviously, they can almost clinch. Here's the problem, though. They may move it out of Atlanta because of the hurricane. And to me, that's kind of screwed up because that's their home field advantage. I'm not even talking from a Braves fan. I would say it's about anybody.
Yeah.
But when you have that kind of home field advantage in this type of game, it would certainly suck.
Are you talking about the game tonight?
No. Braves are in Washington right now.
Oh.
The Mets and Braves play on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But the hurricane's supposed to hit on Friday.
Okay.
So some think they should move it up to Thursday and then play Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, 2 games on Sunday. But Mets are pushing to get it out of Atlanta, obviously. And the MLB, New York has the money, so the MLB is probably going to move it out of Atlanta. I wouldn't be surprised to see this done. They moved the All-Star game last year. So I'm not, as a Braves fan, I would not be shocked if they moved it out of Atlanta. The MLB overruled and moved it out of Atlanta. But I think the Braves are the better team, and I think the Braves will win the division regardless of where the game's played at. Hot take. But we shall see. Coming up next, we have a college football episode. We're going to take probably a 30-minute break or 15-minute break. College football episode coming up. Going to talk a lot about that. Go follow on Out of Bounds Pods. We got TikToks coming out pretty quickly. So we blew up the other day on one. Kind of blew up a little bit. So go run that up. I think that's all the announcements for the NFL. Fantasy, cheer us on this week. I'm 2-1. Darren is 3-0. Fantasy master over here.
If you need fantasy advice, hit my DM.
It is DM.
$10 for weekly advice.
He will lose to his father this weekend.
No, he won't.
Yes,
Hey, DeAndre Swift, I don't need you, buddy. Ramondre Stevenson, go step up. Watch Ramondre run for.
He doesn't need you, DeAndre Swift.
TDs. No, DeAndre, get better quickly because I need you, bro. I need you back badly.
I personally would like to see Josh Allen be amazing, and I would personally like to see Jamar Chase actually act like a first-round pick.
He's not that.
He's not
He's
that guy.
overrated.
Hey, he may be. He may be. He obviously likes his friends better than he likes to score touchdowns and catch football.
Exactly. He's just a media guy.
Maybe so. But watch some NFL if you can. If not, we're praying for you. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Evacuate. Whatever happens. Enjoy it regardless, even if your house is falling down. Deuces.